Hello everyone, Uncle Kage here. You might have noticed by now that I'm not actually present at Motor City FurCon this year, despite their very, very kindly invitation. I am very, very sad to report that I was diagnosed with the COVID-19 terrible stuffs a few days ago. So out of respect for my fellow convention attendees not wanting to share with you, I have opted to stay home in isolation with nothing but a very, very large supply of alcohol to keep me calm. Now, I am certain you're probably going to hear a few things that are people, and by people I mean stupid pieces of shit, are going to send your direction, like, oh, this just says vaccines do not work. Yes, I am triply vaccinated, and a vaccine, let me tell you, is not a magic shield that keeps you from getting sick. The vaccine tells your body how to handle an infection when it sees it. It is because of the vaccine that I am not in a hospital on a respirator struggling to breathe right now. And also, when the symptoms, which are very mild, I might add, first came up, I noticed that they were the same sort of physical discomforts I felt after I had the booster shot. That's when I thought, oh my gosh, maybe this is the COVID. And it turned out it was. You will also have people say, oh, Uncle Kage went to Fernal Equinox, and obviously masks do not work. No, masks do work, because I was with a lot of people at Fernal Equinox, and apparently I had it, but none of them have come down with it. So yeah, the masks work. Thank you very much. Well, all that aside, I'm not going to be able to present Uncle Kage's story hour. We thought perhaps I could maybe pre-record it, but I'm not sure how long my voice will hold out. It's a little bit scratchy, as you might hear. And also, since I'm in isolation now for 5 days, the scant supply of 20 bottles of wine that I have got to last that entire period of time. So I'm going to need to ration them. I'm not going to be able to go through them all at once. However, I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of such old-time friends and fellow performers as Pandez, Alkali. There's plenty of talent there. You don't need to listen to an old man this time around. So please relax, sit back, and let me very, very proudly be the first to introduce and welcome you to Uncle Dez's Story Hour.
Salutations to all of those in the crowd. It is wonderful to see you fine fellows, everyone here. We're going to have a wonderful panel. To get us started, the wonderful, the fabulous Status the Ferret will introduce you to her musical talents, if you will, and then the rest of us will join her on the stage and we'll do some comedy for you. We'll be back momentarily, but for now, the wonderful Status the Ferret.
Hello. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play now. You're a rock star. Get the show on and get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. It's a cool place, and they say it gets colder. You're bundled up now, wait till you get older. But the meteor man begs to differ, judging by the hole in the satellite picture. The ice we skate is getting pretty thin. The water's getting warm, so you might as well swim. My world's on fire, how about yours? That's the way I like it, and I never get bored. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play now. You're a rock star. Get the show could I spare some change for gas? I need to get myself away from this place. I'm sitting up, what a concept. I could use a little fuel myself, and we could all use a little change. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your hand gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play now. You're a rock star. Get the show on and get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. I love you too. Haven't been in church since I don't remember when. Things were going great till they fell apart again. So I listened to the preacher as he told me what to do. He said you can't go hating others who have done wrong to you. Sometimes we get angry, but we must not condemn. Let the good Lord do his job, and you just pray for them. I pray your brakes go out running down a hill. I pray a flower pot falls from a windowsill and knocks you in the head like I'd like to. I pray your birthday comes and nobody calls. I pray you fly in high when your engine stalls. I pray all your dreams never come true. Just know wherever you are, honey, I'll pray for you. I'm really glad I found my way to church, 'cause I'm already feeling better and I thank God for the words. Now I'm gonna take the high road and do what the preacher told me to do. You keep messing up and I keep praying for you. I pray your tire blows out at 110. I pray you pass out drunk with your best friend and wake up with his inner tattoos. I pray your brakes run out running down a hill. I pray a flower pot falls from a windowsill and knocks you in the head like I'd like to. I pray your birthday comes and nobody calls. I pray you fly in high when your engine stalls. I pray all your dreams never come true. Just know wherever you are, near or far, in your house or in your car, wherever you are, honey, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. Alright, I got one more song for you guys. If you like what you're hearing, tell MCFC to give me a concert next year. Met him in a swamp down in Daytona, where it bubbles all the time like a giant carbonated soda. S-O-D-A soda. Saw the little run sitting there on a log. I asked him his name and in a raspy voice he said Yoda. Y-O-D-A Yoda. Yo-yo-yo Yoda. Well, I've been around but I ain't ever seen a guy who looks like a Muppet but he's wrinkled use the force. I picked up a box, I lifted some rocks while I stood on my head. And I won't forget what Yoda said. He said, Luke, stay away from the darker side. If you start to go astray, let the force be your guide. Oh my Yoda, Yoda. I know Darth Vader's really got you annoyed, but remember, if you kill him, then you'll be unemployed. Oh my Yoda, Yoda. Well, I heard my friends really got your mess, so I'm gonna have to leave Yoda, I guess. But I know that I'll be coming back someday. I'll be playing this part till I'm old and gray. The long-term contract I had to sign, since I'll be making these movies till the end of time with my Yoda. Yoda. Am I good to unplug? This one's on.
That one is on. Apparently. Oh, there we go. Blue is on. Status the first! Oh, I literally thought about coming on up here and having the lab coat on and doing my impression of Uncle Kage for a period of time, but no. That lab coat is heavy. I don't know how he does that.
Very carefully.
You'd think white. It's not that hot, but these lights. And these lights. So, honestly, I have nothing prepared for this, so I'm going to be pulling stuff out from way back, because all of my material is for Three-Headed Monster. So let's see. What could I tell? Who would like to hear a story about when I was an intern? I am a fully fledged pharmacist now, but back in the day I had to do so many intern hours. I want to say like 1,000 intern hours. And I was, how can I put this? A cocky son of a bitch. I shouldn't have been, I know now. But at the time I kind of was. I was at the pharmacy. There was the pharmacist and a technician, and they were helping. They were doing things, and I was helping. And came time, things slowed down for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? There's literally no one here right now. Why don't you both go take your lunch? I can manage things. I'm the intern. And the pharmacist and the technician were like, oh, you got this, huh? Sure, why not? So they went around, and this was at the time that they just kind of went around the back corner and they were having their lunch. They could hear everything, they could be right there in case I needed to, like, hey, I need help, but I was like, no, I got this. Lunchtime, enjoy. And there was an occasional couple of customers, phone call, hello, yes, handled that, that's fine. Need to ring you up, okay? But then a certain gentleman came around the corner. I call him the lanky man. He was tall, skinny, and he was a man on a mission. He came around the corner and was walking to the pharmacy, wide-eyed and looking directly at me. And I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I can handle this. Whatever he's got, I'll take care of it. He walks up to the counter. Where do you keep the truth serum? I could hear the pharmacist in the back snickering. Like, go ahead, handle this, intern. I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collect. I'm like, you know what, maybe I misheard him. Maybe he said, where do you keep cough syrup? I don't know, let's just double check. I'm sorry, sir. What was that item you were looking for again? I didn't quite get. Where do you keep the truth serum? Oh. Well, I don't see anything under truth. I don't see anything under serum. And because I'm a Batman comic aficionado, there is nothing under sodium pentothal. Apparently we don't carry that here at Slight Aid. Changing their name for anonymity. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You know where I might try is the local FBI office? And the guy's like, okay. And walks away. Simultaneously, I hear a boom. The pharmacist has fallen off his chair laughing. The tech is trying to help him up. You sent him to the FBI for truth serum. And I said, yes. You know why? Because when I think of truth serum, there are 2 places I could send him. One, the FBI, who will take one look at him and go, the hell out. The second is the CIA. You don't want to give the CIA anything to do with you, whatever. If he goes in there asking for truth serum, they'll give him truth serum, find out that I sent him there, and then come give it to me. No. We don't want that. Sing us a song?
Yes.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall. And after... No.
I wonder, did you ever help, come up with a sex position?
What?
It's a hard one. That's it. Even if you can hit your talking points, man. I believe in you.
Oh my goodness. That story is in my brain.
It's there.
Let's see if I can pull it out.
I believe.
The story. Nope, it is not there. Nope, and ladies and gentlemen, Alkali!
So there was this one time that Pandas invented a sex position.
I don't recall this.
Oh, you do?
I don't think so.
Because I believe Des was watching far too many Disney movies.
Oh, wait. What?
I know it's in there.
Oh.
One of my favorite stories, Des. You got this.
Oh. Yes.
Just so everyone knows, we apologize and appreciate you all being here. We are doing this last minute to help out our good friend Uncle Kage. So right now, a stand-up comedian who needs to perform later with his prepared stand-up is trying to remember their old stand-up. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, give it up for a very brave man. Give it up for Lord Pandas!
Oh, I'm trying to remember all the pieces of it, and none of them are, they're like, oh.
How about this one?
Okay.
We're not going to tell this one tomorrow anyway.
Okay.
Why don't you finish it off with the time we got a water feature in operations.
Which time?
God, why is there more than one?
I remember one of
So
them.
this is normally a story I tell for convention horror stories, but I'll tell it here because it's a story, and this is, well, technically sorry hour. Sorry. This was back at Indy FurCon, the old IFC hotel, not the current one we're at, the previous one, the Sheraton, and I did like them. They were a lovely hotel, but they had, well, tiny bit of an issue one year. Now it started out that there were 1 or 2 places where there's a little drip. We had a huge thunderstorm. There's a little drip kind of in one of the hallways. And we're like, oh, well, yeah, they need to fix the roof up there. That's not a big deal. And we thought, well, if that's the worst that can happen this weekend. And then a man-made drip occurred. We come downstairs on Saturday morning of the convention. We're going to go to the operations room, the nerve center, the hub of the convention, and there are taping off the way in, like, oh, you can't go in there just yet. The rug is currently drying. And I was like, the what now? Well, you had a water feature in your room last night. We had a what and a where now? You see, a person decided they were going to get a little inebriated. Then they were going to draw themselves a bath. Then they were going to pass out on their bed while the bath was drawing. And the water level rose. And the room flooded. And it dripped. 1 floor down? No. 2 floors down? No. 3 floors down? No. 4. This person flooded their bathroom so that it was so much water that it went down and flooded the bathroom below, which then flooded the bathroom below, which then flooded the bathroom below, which then made it rain in operations in not the charity fund way. But the important question was, at the end, we look at the hotel liaison and we're like, so, was it one of us? Was it one of us? No, it was another group. Oh, thank God. Yes, that is always what you want to hear. It wasn't your group. Are you going to come on stage and join me now, Mr. Top-Hatted Fairman? I would very much like you to join us on stage. All right, first of all, you know him as the loudest man at con, unless it's me with a microphone, Alkali! We have the wonderful, the adorable, the one and only Zan the Blue!
Oh, hold on, Zan couldn't make it. We have somebody else over here.
Oh.
Why don't you come out, sir? I'm so glad you can make it.
Oh, Uncle Zane?
Uncle Zan, come here, Zanny.
Uncle Zane. Auntie Zane.
Excuse me, Auntie Zanny. Why don't you say hello to the audience?
Hello, everyone. Uh-oh, it's not open. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Take this one.
Okay. I think they're both on now.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing tonight? Are you? Yes. All right. Well, this is not my kind of thing, but you know, we try to do things, and sometimes you get the COVID, so that's not good. But you do what you can. And, cheers.
Sometimes you get the COVID.
Sometimes you get the COVID.
It happened.
Please do not start that hashtag at this convention.
Sometimes you get the COVID.
Excuse me, Auntie Zanny, is there anything that you are acquainted with, anything that you know better than most?
Yes. I know the penis quite well.
We may or may not scream that at each other at the house all the time.
Wait, is that a news camera? Oh. All right. It's good.
All right, I think you are familiar with this person's musical voice box that's in their throat. They have sung some amazing things. They are just a wonderful person altogether. The one, the only, Pepper Coyote!
Oh my God, I'm the only non-comedian here. People in the back.
And yes, I find you quite amusing, my friend.
And I think you look funny, so there you go, we're fine.
I mean, you look like Communist Joker. It's just wonderful.
I'm not a comedian, but I am a clown.
Dance down the stairs for me.
Actually, I believe, looking at this is the first time we have had this specific crew together in this, because we've done Pepper, Zanny, and myself at Megaplex. We've done Des multiple times with me and Zanny, but we've never had this crew. So this is the first one, and all of our Talking At You panels, all of our podcast-style panels have a different name. We have Monkey Knife Fights, is anytime Boozy is involved, we name it Monkey Knife Fights. I Comedy Better When I've Had a Few, is myself and Kage. So what do we call this crew? We're going to be looking for a name for this crew that doesn't involve the word fucking. So,
Pinkos and Slinkos.
Pinkos and Slinkos. What?
Never mind.
Pendragon Yoked.
Pendragon Yoke. Okay, whoever wants to draw Pendragon Yoke, just know I expect something that looks horrific going, please kill me. What has fucked to rot this?
The Pen Yoke Bull Ferret Show.
Thank you.
As Shakespeare said, oh, what fuck thou hast wrought.
What a bunch of sound of fury. Give me wine. Yes, that is what Shakespeare said.
I know the fuck quite well.
'Tis
It's the penis, you fool! Anyway. Oh, no, I don't say that. No, I'm right-handed now as well. I'm hander fluid, yes.
Your hander fluid?
I am
Oh
hander
my God,
fluid.
sit down.
Now I need you to tell me about the Germans.
Ah, the Germans. Well, let me tell you what. They're quite all right now, but back then you would not want to meet them. I'll tell you that. There's lots of black and white film that are very nasty, and I will show you them in colorized, and we will sit down and we will talk, and we will see all the things. But yes, Uncle,
I enjoy watching war movies with Sam. What's wrong
and
with
so do I. I love the World War. I don't love the World War, but I love the World War II.
So we're all hanging out. Myself, Zanny, Kage, our roommates, and Kage goes, we're looking, it's like, hey, what do we want to watch? Something fun. And Kage goes, hey, Christopher Nolan has a movie that you might like.
Oh, jeez.
We want, what's the hell's that? The Battle for the Bulge. What the hell's Christopher Nolan's war movie?
The Bulge?
I don't know.
Battlefield Earth?
Yeah, Battlefield Earth, perfect. Yeah, so we sat there like, let's do something fun. War movie. Major, like, true-to-life war movie. And Sam's like, hey, wasn't that great? I'm like, yeah, that was great. I want to kill myself.
So, my young friend, I was at Eurofurence, and I said, excuse me, Fräulein, would you like to tell me about your favorite top 2 world wars?
Oh my God. I'm waiting for 3 myself.
Well, you got it.
Hey! No, please. No.
I don't think we should do Sam impressions here on the stage. I mean, we could.
It's quite rude when he can't defend himself, yes.
Is that wine? No. That's my favorite thing. I don't know what it is.
Well, you see, I ate a bad hamburger, and as they say, when you eat the bovid, you get the COVID.
Hashtag vegetarian life.
So I'll assume if you're still in this room and watching this, you've realized that well, you've probably seen an Uncle Kage performance, and Kage, a wonderful performer, but obviously loves to ham it up and is very good at it. But every once in a while, you get those golden moments. Anthrocon, 4 or 5 years ago, we are doing the charity show. So it's myself, Kage, Boozy, and I have my glass of tequila directly between myself and Kage. And next to the other side of me, my glass of water, the same glass. And Sam got a frog caught in his throat and saw my water and took a giant sip of straight Cabo Wabo Blanco tequila. And the audience got a little bit of a chuckle because it's Uncle Kage. Oh look, he pretended to drink alcoholized drink and is now making a big deal out of it. And myself and Boozy are dying because we always know when a gag is coming up, and that was not a gag. Poor Uncle Kage is sitting next to me, just kind of kicking my foot, making sure we go, because he can no longer speak words, because he just drank the equivalency to his taste buds of gasoline. And to this day, I have a standing order, while performing with Uncle Kage, I am not allowed to store my alcoholic drink on his side of the stage.
I think that's why it's called Cabo Wabo, because when you drink it, like, Cabo Wabo. That was my reaction. I had a bit of it during the panel with the MST3K. I'm just like, you drink this shit on tap like nothing, and I'm dying. I mean, it's still a difference since I started the hormones and everything, but Jesus Christ, man.
If you drink enough of the Cabo Wabo, if people want to fight you can pull off a Cabo Wabo combo.
Cabo Wabo combo.
Cabo Wabo combo.
And if you have munchies afterwards, you can have some combos. So after the Cabo Wabo combo, you get some combos.
Oh, I love combos.
El mejor del mundo.
So let's hang out in my Lambo and the oh, it didn't quite work. Lambo, get some Cabo Wabo. I can't.
Cabo Wabo and a Lambo?
Cabo Wabo and a Lambo.
What if you had more than 4 of them? You had Cabo Wabo number 5.
Cabo number
No,
5.
if you have 4 of them, you have...
Everybody in the car and come on, let's drive.
It'd be...
Oh man, it's year 2000 again. I can't wait.
Pepper, that would be illegal, and you're gonna crash right into the corner.
I got charges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the jail and we will not thrive.
That's fair. Let's hear Andy Dufresne and he gets a spoon and now we're
Detroit PD, no, they really don't want that.
When you're in the cell, you suck the knob, and when you get out, you're denied a job. Sorry.
Okay, this is an ancient song
we got
known
police.
as Mambo
Yeah.
number 5.
We got a spit tape.
You're an idiot.
So are we going to co-write Cabo Wabo number 5?
Cabo Wabo number 5. Okay, this might happen.
We'll rise Lou Bega for wherever the hell he's right now, and we'll make it happen.
We'll find him and we'll make him part of the song.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
My mother absolutely loved that song to the point where she made me put it on a CD so she could listen to it in the car. Well, my father was there, and since my mother would sing along, my father would also try, and she'd be 1, 2, and my father, 1, 2, 4, because he was counting so slow he had to skip 3.
Your dad counts like a wrestler, a referee in wrestling. He's just super slow. Yes.
Beers. Every single one of us would love
That's a good one.
convention-comped beer.
Water.
Of your most normal variety.
And wine. No, not wine.
Look, if nothing... Oh!
That's a good one.
Yes!
Tell them, yeah, tell them
4 ciders, baby.
Tell them who
4
it is.
ciders.
They might do it.
So...
Yeah, try it.
It's not
I think
gonna
so.
hurt, otherwise I'll come back and get your credit card steal. I mean, what?
Heyo.
That sounds about right.
I can't quite remember...
I'll have you subscribe to my OnlyFans.
I can't quite remember all the lyrics to my whatever 5, so when they get to the names, I just get distracted. I'm like, it's the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa, Marina.
And then when we come back, we're just gonna fuck up the whole country.
Colonization. It's only getting sweeter.
See, so that was the song that came out. We had another giant hit from a genre that most people weren't listening to when I was in school, and you were at the same time.
Known as clowncore.
You're close.
Oh.
Informer. And that is how every single person sang it. Informer. You make it boom boom. And that's how school worked.
For those of you who are not aware, Informer is done by a Canadian rapper called Snow. A white Canadian rapper called Snow. You can't make this shit up.
A little on the nose, don't you think?
Well, what the fuck? We had Vanilla Ice.
Ah, yes, Vanilla Ice.
The Canadian Vanilla Ice. Snow.
No.
He should have been Snow Cone.
Meanwhile, Ice Tea is like, what the fuck?
No, dude.
Pep. It's not the same. Not the same.
It's
Not the
It's
same.
not the same.
As a young man, I
Dun, dun,
despised
dun, 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 dun,
vanilla
dun.
Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. It's not the same.
It's not the same. All right.
I despised Vanilla Ice as a child because I grew up in a baking family. My mother knew how to bake very well, and I grabbed the vanilla flavoring, the vanilla syrup from the cabinet, and I was going to make ice out of it. But that shit is alcoholic, and then I drank it and I forgot what I was doing. But still, fuck Vanilla Ice.
They're gonna say our family were bakers and we hated Vanilla Ice because he was gluten-free.
Only Alkali would hear a fucking band name or artist and be like, ah, yes, a dish.
I wanted him to pair up with strawberry ice and chocolate ice and form Neapolitan ice. Neapolitan ice. Creamy.
Neapolitan ice.
Called it Neapolitan ice.
You know what my dad called Neapolitan ice cream? 2/3 of a piece of shit.
Jesus.
And you know what the flavor was that he needed? Vanilla. You fucking old.
What's your favorite kind of vanilla? And I don't want to spoil anything because you know what I'm talking about. Think about it in your heads before we start going for it. If you go to the ice cream aisle and you go for vanilla.
What was this for vanilla?
Yeah, you know when two vanillas get together and like each other very much? That's what that is.
It was a V, and everyone loves the acclaimed, and I couldn't fucking stop myself. When you go for a V, capital V vanilla, what are the major varietals? And if you don't know what I mean,
You've got plain. You've got vanilla bean.
Angela, Manna, and Rita. I'm sorry.
You've got French vanilla.
You have, if you know where to look, creme brulee ice cream. What the fuck? That is a decadent vanilla.
You are
Let
a
me tell
decadent bitch.
that's
Hold on,
right.
before we get off vanilla, real quick. I had the thing about vanilla, and this was an old bit of mine, but you might recognize it. The thing that big people say, "Oh, I'm vanilla. Oh, I'm not into much." But when you really think about it, vanilla's a whore. You can put anything in vanilla. Like, sprinkles, fudge, chocolate, put it all in.
Vanilla people walk like this. Strawberry people walk like that.
What the fuck, Pepper?
I swear you're gonna go through like, you know what?
No. Don't make this weird strawberry shortcake bit, please.
Who are the strawberry people? Present yourselves, strawberry people.
I'm kind of a giant peach person.
Oh, you are a giant peach. You're such a peach, Jeff.
Oh, I need a little tiny guy that I can pin to my shirt, and that's James.
So is James in the giant peach? Is there a porn version of that where he's just like ogling an ass? Because apparently I've been informed that's what a peach is.
I'm pretty sure that's Super Mario porn. James and the giant peach.
I feel so bad. We were really working on it. We were going to have a stage show for you guys of James and the Giant Peach, but it turns out you need sets and props. So it ended up being we were just going to stage a show called James and the Peach. We just couldn't really afford, and then budget concerns came in, and the show became James.
Look, MCFC, an $80,000 budget is very reasonable for a stage production.
It is.
Oh, beer! I like that thing.
Thank you.
Beer, and it's here, and it's queer.
Queer beer. Do not fear. There's beer here. Hold on a second.
I may shed a tear.
Queer beer.
After you pour, since you're here,
Beer,
why don't you
Van
let
Nant, call
everyone
it.
know what's going on in hospitality suite. You mean sponsors?
So,
Sponsors here.
if you go to...
We're just doing beer and cider stuff.
Go to the sponsors.
Sponsors
have
has
some
beer and cider.
This was some...
Everybody, this is Hallett. You know who Hallett is?
Hi.
Beer guy.
Beer guy.
Leave with the picture. We can finish.
No,
So we're drinking beers and listen to Tears for Fears when a bunch of queers come in our ears. It got really weird.
We are getting so many leers right now.
Yeah. Here.
Here.
At least we're not getting cheers.
I don't know how you didn't miss that.
I don't know either. That was pretty impressive.
Guess who used to be a...
Thank you, Hallett.
Thank you.
Guys, let's give it up for Hallett!
Seriously, go to the sponsors lounge. There's just if you are a sponsor or better, there is a nearly infinite amount of beer waiting for you. And when I say beer, I mean there is one beer, one cider, two meads, and those will rotate throughout the weekend once we complete them. I am allergic to mead because I am allergic to honey because I am a ginge, and that means I can't eat peanuts. And pollen makes my human body a machine that has been designed over millions of years, hundreds of thousands of years of evolution.
Terminator.
So if you
Why
ever...
aren't you scary?
So listen, if you ever encountered Pepper Coyote in an RPG, you know what to use against him to win the boss fight. It's that easy. I did not know in Final Fantasy IV, you can just throw an elixir at that dead fucker and he dies. I had no idea.
It
Years.
is so easy to defeat Pepper Coyote in any RPG because I have watched their streams. You just wait for more to know the right way to beat a fight and then watch Pepper ignore it for 5 minutes.
It's like a Souls game where you got to take your blade and do a peanut infusion. You go to fight me
And Pep's like, no, the peanut blade. Nah. Oh.
It deals 1.4 damage.
Now I know why you claim not to be a comedian. You're scared of Snickers. Yes, grown, it feeds me.
Oh my
If we
God.
designed a game around the four of us, a la, Final Fantasy or something like that, what would your character be?
Okay, you know the red mage? Yeah, I'm just a bloodstain. I would die immediately. I'm always a healer in the front line. It doesn't work. I'm 6'8". Here, let me show you how this works. Hold on. Stand up.
Yep.
I used to LARP. I am this tall. I wear a giant costume with a fighter in fighting stance. Okay? And I don't crouch. I'm the healer. I am the biggest target on the field. So all that becomes don't worry, I got you. Down, got it.
Oh,
that's
wow.
Okay, I got you. Down, got it. Yeah, okay. Oh, thank you for the healing. down to, I'll just heal myself. I'm gonna go over here. And that was my entire role-playing experience.
Wonderful.
I would be like, especially if you think about Final Fantasy VII, like a Barrett-like character who delivers borderline very preachy dialogue and dies early on, but overall you're like, yeah, he had a point.
Oh.
Please don't die early on.
What I'm saying is we have to seize the means of production, and Shinra is standing in our way.
We were just talking, that was the wokest fucking game and no one realized it. Like, what happened in Final Fantasy VII?
You play a bunch of eco-terrorists.
Right?
Essentially blow up oil rigs.
Yeah, and why? Is because, the mega conglomeration has taken over, What resource are they using? They're using the afterlife to fuel your car. So your dead grandma is making the world turn, apparently.
My dead grandma was super gassy. This is appropriate.
Yeah, that's about right.
The fracking going on with that woman.
So speaking of video games, and we're going to stay on this topic, but we were telling Kage stories, because I wish Kage were here. I'm genuinely sad I didn't get to see my friend, and this is his panel. So let's throw a little bit more love.
Hold on. We're missing Kage?
Ah, yes.
Everybody, come on.
What is this sake, warm?
You know, at Indie FurCon, they serve this to me in a giant glass, which I then use a straw to drink from, because.
At this point, we have layers of furry panel meta, which is, if you see something that is explicitly alcohol, you can almost guess that it's definitely not. Whereas if you see something that is explicitly a coffee cup, you can guess that it is almost definitely not. And then it's like, well, they know that we know, but they know that we know that I know that they know. So like, what the fuck is in every container at this point? Is this beer? Is this piss? Who knows?
It's apple juice.
You'll never know.
So, there were 2 years where
Schrodinger's booze? Is that what you're saying? You don't know what? Alright, sorry.
So there were 2 years that MFF, a giant Chicago convention, was at a hotel that realized very quickly they did not want them there. But they had a 2-year contract. And the first year was annoying. The second year was a hotel that knew they didn't want them there. They hired added security to police the hallways, and it was out of hand. Thank you. Is that popcorn?
Oh no!
Thank you. Well,
That was an amazing dance, thank you.
it was not. Don't.
What? I can have an opinion.
Any of you guys need to fill on the alcohol because I got the picture.
I
Yes!
heard a yes.
Thank you, my fellow trans enemy friend. Yes.
That's transient.
Transbian! We sound like we're from a country of some sort.
Well, the security started to get out of hand. So what did the furries do? Did the furries tell the security to piss off? No, we're way more passive-aggressive than that. The furries started walking around with sealed coffee cups. And those security guards weren't having it. They would stop people in the hallways like, hey, let me smell that. And they'd find booze, and they'd get rid of it. Until a small group of furries decided that they'd had enough. And they had a coffee cup with a lid on it. And walked past those security guards as many times as it took. And one of them, hey, what's in that cup? He goes, nothing. He goes, let me smell that. You don't want to do that. Let me smell that. And handed it to him. And the guy took a giant whiff of piss. Told him he didn't want to know.
Oh.
Don't fuck with furries.
That's nothing.
Here.
All I'm saying is,
No, don't fuck with furries. Fuck furries, but don't fuck with furries. Yes.
in the revolution, the baby furs serve a very important purpose.
Wow.
Tune in
I
for
want
2
this
seconds.
in a documentary in the future. And then the baby first came.
Yes!
Who else is more likely to engage in biological warfare?
Oh!
Nothing breaks the spirit.
I'm just eating popcorn.
Nothing breaks the spirit of the bourgeois like a full date.
Oh my
How can they appropriate the value of our labor when it smells so poopy?
It was one of our first cons together, me and Zan. And we are in our hotel room, and there's a knock. Zan, no! Zan opens the door, and Zan, what did the person outside the door ask you? They were looking for a party.
Oh, god damn you. Yeah. Someone came to the door, or like, oh, yeah, this is your room, right? I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Is this where the war party's happening?
Their ex had posted on the message board that there was a vor party going on in our room. And that led to, what the hell is a vor party?
Right?
Now, I did find out what a vor party was, and I am super underwhelmed. Apparently, a vor party is somebody has a pet snake and they feed him. Like, oh, okay. If you want to see something disgusting like that, just watch me eat a pizza alone. I cry too.
We're feeding the alkali today. Everyone gather around, get the pepperoni out.
Oh God, she needs the pizza.
So it's really just a fucked up mukbang at this point.
Right? But that led to, well, wait a minute. If that kind of party exists, what else exists? So we thought, what would be the ultimate I'm not going there party? And we think it's the baby vor scat party. Now, okay, don't get me wrong. We wouldn't go there. All it would be is you knock on the door, we drag you inside, throw you between two mattresses that have a bunch of pudding in between, go, nom, 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 and then kick you out and go, don't be a baby.
God damn it.
Baby vor scat party.
They can be a baby if they want to.
You can leave your friends behind.
They're like, I'm still a baby. They come back for seconds. Like, I like it.
Oh, no! They just like the pudding because I made it homemade. I would totally make the pudding homemade. What do you think I do, buy Jell-O? You think I'm a plebe?
Exactly. You make them feel dirty and say, this was made by Bill Cosby.
Oh, why are they napping? Oh, because they're between two mattresses. I get it. We forget that they're there and we just go to sleep.
Oh, my God.
The fucking compound word, baby vor.
Baby vor.
Baby vor.
You gotta say it faster, it's not
yes.
funny.
Yes, really, English today.
Like, ein Baby vor, zwei Baby Wochen.
So, not kidding, while structuring that joke, like we had to come up with how to say that one of the things we learned is you gotta do baby vor scat party fast so that they can't think of how actually horrific that is. Get right to the joke. And that worked.
Is it getting eaten by a baby? Or is it eating a baby?
You know,
Baby vor.
Baby vor.
I didn't even play Resident Evil 8, and apparently you can get vored by a baby. You right?
Or is it just a small vor?
What is a small vor?
It's a baby vor.
Just a baby vor.
It's a baby vor.
Who's up for a baby vor? Is that what you're saying?
I took my friend like a bird today.
Hors d'oeuvre. Is that what hors d'oeuvre is a baby vor for you?
That's where micros come in, the baby vor.
Okay, is your menu just like appetizers, baby vor?
Well, no, instead of hors d'oeuvres, it's a baby for hors d'oeuvres.
Hold on, are you saying that if it's not the main course, it's a hors d'oeuvre?
Hors d'oeuvre! Oh! That was good.
Oh, yeah, this is appropriate for Kage's panel. Perfect. We're nailing this. I'm sure he'd be proud.
Yeah, you take a joke I made, but make it better.
See, as one with ADHD, I appreciate this format.
Well, at this point, we are running out of time, so...
Oh, yes.
I would like to tell you, by the time I went to Japan...
3 hours later, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you a question. What do foxes and velociraptors have in common?
What?
Well, in Japan at least, if you want to feed either of them, you need to stand in a highly protected cage and throw food at them from a great distance. There are signs all over the establishment that have photographs depicting the fangs of foxes entering the buttocks of children foolish enough to bend down while having food in their pockets. I went up to the waitress Waitress?
Sure, why not?
I went up to the fox handler at this fox handling establishment, known as Shiraishi Zhao. Shiraishi Zhao. I'm not even making this shit up, you fuckers.
Jesus Christ.
And the woman came over to me and she said, she seemed to be under great distress. And she was, I don't use this accent to be offensive, but this is what I heard with my English doom-cough American ears. I was in a position where it was a hold the fox experience. For 20,000 yen, you would be permitted to hold a red fox. And I'm sitting there, I'm in the smocks, I'm in the get-up, I have the gloves on, I'm doing all the things.
I have on the fox, I'm in the smocks.
And the waitress comes up to me. The foxtress comes up to me and she says, is black okay? And at that moment I realized she is asking me, will I only accept the reddest of red foxes? Or will I accept a black fox upon my lap? And I said, bring me your finest black fox.
Bring that to me.
And I accepted it.
Hold on, I gotta play piano there.
Where's Fox?
Yeah. Sorry.
Much like our tribute today, I do not have a punchline.
Ah, yes. The Black Fox and Rocks.
I really did go to Shiraishi.
Then I watched Robot Jocks. There you go.
I really did go to a place called Shiraishi Zao. It's Fox Village in Japan. I've gotten to go there once because I'm extraordinarily lucky and fortunate. And while you are there, you can pay like $20, and they will walk over. They'll be like, "Oh, we'll let you hold a fox," and they put a whole big thing on you, like a front-facing like schmuck, because they're kind of smelly. They smell like a skunk turned down to like 1 or 2. And I don't give a fuck, but you know, these are proper people, and you know, it's a civilized nation over there in Japan, and they don't want to just be smelly all the time. And I'm like, I'm smelly anyway. Might as well just add it in there, baby. Rub a fox on my armpits like deodorant. And they seriously walked up to me and they're like, is black okay? And it took me a second to go, what the fuck does that mean? Because she wasn't holding a black fox at the time. She was like, is black okay? And I was like, yeah?
Look, only woke motherfuckers hold our foxes.
Look, you don't know the Black Fox or bad luck. I don't know what super. I don't know. I'm not.
I didn't want to do a microaggression on this fox. Like, no, man, bring him in, dude.
Dude, I have been working with animal welfare charities for so long that I would kill for a schmuck. For a schmuck.
Schmucks.
Oh, schmucks? Is that what we're doing?
I'm still very Jewish. I mean, that doesn't change just because
Boy,
I'm
give me the
Polish.
schmucks.
I still want to go for a sprint.
A portmanteau of fox and the German word for what?
So, I have now been told, while having an animal in my top hat, oh yeah, that thing's definitely gonna shit in your hat. Been told that while white trolling the floor to try to make money. And my all-time favorite, they gave me a spider monkey. They're like, oh here, would you hold this for a second? We want a picture of you doing it because we want to put up on our thing that you did charity. I'm like, oh absolutely. And I hold the spider monkey and it goes fucking crazy. It just starts running all over me, claws digging in deep. And as they're trying to stop it, she goes, oh yeah, he hates cameras. So my 2 questions are, 1, you are really bad at the order in which you tell me things. And 2, does this animal think a camera steals its soul?
Is this an Amish monkey?
Yeah.
Don't worry, don't ever hear
Amish
these
monkey would be
jokes.
so cute. They would have a straw hat. They'd be putting up houses and everything.
Birdhouse.
I would love an Amish monkey. That would be the cutest shit possibly ever.
Jesus Christ.
Can a monkey till a field?
That is a great question. Nothing after this?
Can I, AB, I have a quick question for you. Is there a panel in here at 8? I don't believe there is. There's one in here at 9.
9.
Excuse me, could I have a little more alcohol? Because that's apparently a power I have.
Give me a thumbs up.
Ah,
There's
yes.
a panel in here
I will
at
get it
9.
myself, like a good person.
There is. So we could go a little bit over, but not too much over then. Is that
yes.
okay?
Yes. Oh, thank you. Oh, dear.
Des,
Oh, and your dear.
it has been
Thank you, dear.
far too long since you've spoken. You obviously don't have an impression of Uncle Kage, so I challenge you an impression of somebody else up higher on this stage.
no.
I feel bad that, because we're not picking on Kage. Kage is a friend to
We
all of
love
us.
Kage.
This is done out of love, which is why we can let Des, why don't you hit one of the other people on the stage? You haven't talked in far too long.
Who should I do an impression of? Probably that one, yes. I have to lower the microphone for this one.
Oh dear.
So there I was. I knew it! At my convention. And we were in a room down in the basement of the convention. And while we were there, one of the hotel representatives came by and said, hey, you have hotel rooms directly above this particular room. Do you mind turning the AV down just a tiny bit? And we said, sure. We actually turned it off. A half an hour later, the hotel came back. And we're like, we're still getting noise complaints. Did you turn it down? And I said, we turned it off. And then I turned AV and went, hey, we turned the AV off, right? And the hotel representative just said, oh. Or they knew 'twas me, simply being myself with no microphone, angering the people 2 floors above. 2!
'Twas me.
All right, so I'll be honest, you got the cadence down. I'll give you that.
Give it up for yeah.
You can, there is a way to
Oh shit, no, the popcorn!
Oh, shocking. Zanny spilled some.
Shut up.
Shocking.
Look, it wasn't the liquor. We're doing right.
Hurricane Zanny's in the house, shut up.
So,
Cindy's in the house. Can I do my impression of Zane and just throw
Go.
my popcorn in?
yeah.
God damn it!
Yes.
Well, go.
So we are,
Anyways.
Oh, shit.
we are
Yes.
enjoying an evening together. Myself and Zan. We get a little peckish. I say, don't worry. I'll go inside and turn on the oven so that we can have a frozen pizza later. And I entered the house. I turned on the oven and I left. You know, like you do when you don't care.
Oh no.
The house is code for Zany's ass.
Totally.
I know where this is going.
The next time I left the garage, there is smoke pouring from my windows. Pouring. And then, oh shit. And I go in there and the house is filled with a black, horrible, putrid smoke. I go to the oven, I turn it off, and I open it. And I am hit with such a wave of burnt carbon that I can't breathe for a second. My eyes tear up, and I don't know to this day if my eyes teared up because of the smoke or because I realized that one day you will kill us all.
Can I give you my guess?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Did they cook a pizza with the whole box on it in the plastic
You are
wrap?
You're
so
close. You're so close.
Just take the whole
You are
door and be
so
like,
close.
cook it for 400 degrees
Should
for
I tell
25
Pepper if
minutes.
you want to be? Okay, you go ahead.
I'm going to be me and you're going to be you.
Whoa, is this, we're doing this again?
Yeah, because Zan answered me so quickly and precisely that my anger melted away and went into such pure joy of the stupidity of the situation and their acceptance of it that I truly fell more in love with them this day. Zan, why is the house filled with smoke?
I made up down pizza. I made upside down pizza. Why?
Dad put a pizza in the oven upside down, cooked the pizza, went in, saw that it was melted, and went, damn, and just closed the oven and walked away. That was the end of it.
I was really into cloud punk and high. You don't understand. Yeah, there you get it.
So now I have to tell, because Miko and Tamus are there, so now I see them like, oh my God, what's happening? And I told them, and the two of them looking like, we're all gonna die. So Yeah, upside down. I'll never forget you looking at me and just stating as a fact. It was just the end of the conversation. Oh, I made upside down pizza. And then we went back to playing fucking Skyrim. Like, that was it. That was the end of the whole argument.
Look, I know the end of my existence is probably going to be like, oops, I know, I accept this. I know. I don't want that to be your fate as well, but I'm sorry if it is.
Zanny visiting the Grand Canyon. Oops.
What am I, macro now? Oh, okay.
You don't understand the sheer size and scope of the destruction of this beautiful, beautiful person, because we do call them Hurricane Zanny. And I'm fairly certain if they did fall into the blood gulch known as the Grand Canyon, somehow the car would follow them. I don't know how, I don't know why. They're like, oh my God, I'm falling, and I left the parking brake off.
Just remember, if you fall in the Grand Canyon, dab on the way down, because that's how you get the likes.
What?
If you fall in the Grand Canyon, you fall in real life.
Oh my God.
What the
We were in Vegas before, and they offered us a trip to the Grand Canyon. It's like, hey, would you like to leave the gambling? And I immediately said no. But then I also thought, it's like, I don't know if I want to put Zanny that close to a cliff face.
Do you know what you gotta do in Vegas to have them try to get you to leave Vegas?
You know what? I don't want to put myself next to a cliff face, so I'm with you. Yeah. But it's beautiful. But it's there, and you might get the jumpy jumps.
You might get the jumpy jumps.
Don't get the jumpy jumps.
We have a very dark sense of humor at home.
When we play a VR game, it's golf, but you can see right over the cliff. I'd be like, don't get the jumpy jumps, because like, it's so weird. It's like, but you fly.
Zanny turned around and saw my character just looking into the...
Yeah, I saw you.
Just let Alkali, don't get the jumpy jumps, and I fucking lost it. So thanks, I love you too.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them what we say when we launch into the air? All right. So there's a VR game. I can't know what the hell it's called. It's a VR golf game. It's a miniature golf. Yes. But you can put your club straight up in the air, and you can press the thing, and you go woof. And when you do that, I go Mary Poppins.
So now we have all of our friends that just look at us. We make eye contact. Put our hand up and go, Mary Poppins! And that's how we all know we're meeting in the room to smoke.
Yeah, Mary Poppins! Yeah, that makes sense.
By the way, hey guys, Mary Poppins!
Mary Poppins! So it's time.
Guys, this was your panel. Please close us out. You need to talk.
Dang it, baby.
Sorry. No,
Here's the thing, Des is so polite that we've always said Des is the king of punch-up, and they truly are. When Des throws in there, every time it's a killer. But Des will never just jump in and grab the reins, so Des,
what's the difference between acetaminophen and amoxicillin?
Jesus Christ.
and can I have some?
Sorry, my brain is broken by that question. What's the difference between a painkiller and an antibiotic? Well, if you have an infection, one will slightly bring down your fever, and the other will keep you alive. Ask me more drug questions, singer man.
Thank you.
My good man, could you give me some good shit?
At what year did penicillin become entirely useless?
Probably in the 80s.
Wow.
All the syphilis, all of it.
Really?
What's the muscliest form of penicillin we have at the moment?
Ooh, so, seriously? You've got like, penicillin became amoxicillin, became a derivative of that, became the cephalosporins. And then there are several generations of cephalosporins. The third generation of cephalosporins is the current strongest form that can be genetically linked back to penicillin, but it's one of the things where it's like, it's so modified that technically the body, if you had a penicillin allergy, you could probably still take a third generation cephalosporin. Sure, there's like a 4% chance of allergic reaction, but there's a 96% chance that it won't. So we're good.
As an American, what is the fish tank equivalent?
Fish tank equivalent? I'll consider. I will have some more alcohol.
So the equivalent of a fish tank in drugs?
No, I'm saying, are you aware of the in America?
I work in America.
That's what I'm saying. I mess this up all the time because I know you both worked in Canada and America. You are yourself Canadian?
I am a Canadian citizen, but I do work in the States. I have worked in the States for approximately 22 years now. 17 years with Walgreens and 4 years with a much, much, much better company who shall currently remain nameless unless I feel like saying it.
As an American, sometimes I need antibiotics. So we will purchase, for a normal American price, some amoxicillin.
As an American.
For fish. Are you aware of this phenomenon?
No.
Because residing, some people here today are like, yo bitch, I bought fucking fish amoxicillin. Regular amoxicillin requires a prescription, a doctor, which means insurance in the US, plus however many dollars they decide to charge you. Because basically, every time in America you want to get health care, you walk up to the big wheel in fucking...
yes.
In Price
Spin
is
the
Right
wheel.
and go, I'm fucking homeless. Shit. So you buy amoxicillin, and on it says, for fish! And you go, that's hilarious. My infection is gone.
I don't know how many milligrams that would be. So in that...
That's pretty amoxicillin.
Amoxicillin. Okay.
No, punch up is always fine, Zan. It's always fine.
Okay, alright.
Just remember, with comedy, it's always punch up. But with Nazis, punch up, punch down from the side, however you can connect.
Hey, cheers to that.
But in the drug vein, we were getting a lot of prescriptions for pets, for flea and tick killer, ivermectin, which was being taken by non-pets because they thought, well, it's going to help me with my COVID. Do not take
Jesus fuck.
Do not take dog flea and tick medication.
Hear me out.
It's not that ivermectin is fake. There is a human version, but if you don't take the human version, you're not taking... You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Don't take the horse version of ivermectin. Take the human
There
version.
was a shortage. I have a friend who has a horse. And they
Are
couldn't
they
get...
amazing?
They couldn't get... I cannot...
That's like the most made up. I have a friend who has a horse. I need the cure for COVID.
One of my technicians has a horse. And it's her husband's horse. But she goes riding every weekend.
His horse-in-law!
But she could not get, I kid you not, rectal horse ivermectin because so many people were buying it and using it. No, the human body does not like horse rectal ivermectin. Please, no. Don't.
They hear the one word, they're like, yes, ivermectin. That's for me.
Yes, it's
I'm not
my
saying
horse
people are
named
smart.
Jim.
Yes! My horse. Dad.
Ivermectin. The San Francisco tree.
That's old school, man. You're dating yourself.
Oh, I love those ads.
I think that this is a good point because we do have other panels that we
To
should
get
start
out of
wrapping
the
it up.
country.
To get out of the country, yes.
Yes.
I mean, I have nothing in particular to say other than I'm good at punch-up, I'm bad at unprepared stories. So thank you to my fellow comrades up here. We're communists apparently. To my compadres, my wonderful, wonderful peeps here on the stage. Alkali, Zanny, Condiment Fox, Pepper Coyote. Without you, I would have struggled. I know I would have up here. So I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate each and every one of you for coming to Sorry Hour.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Sorry, hour.
Well, we got this Canadian guy. He's going to come in and try and do the best to entertain you. No.
Genuinely the most fun part of Fern Lake Equinox, which is a fantastic convention in Toronto, and if you have the chance to go there, please do. What was different, like actual French-speaking people,
Right?
referring to Kage as Kage. And I wanted to shit on him and be like, you know what? It's pronounced Kage.
You know what's hilarious? I went to FE too, and when you go there, they're like, "Oh, you're American? I'm sorry." I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
Lo siento, mi nombre está Pimiento Coyote.
When I go to the Canadian conventions, they always look at my last name and go, Monsieur Crozier, how are you doing? I'm like, oh, it's the British, it's Crozier. We're related to, the pillaging Croziers of Britain from the 1400s or something like that.
Where did he come from, Kroger?
My great granddad killed your great granddad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ah, yes, the Crozier clan of the 1400s.
What's the Crozier family crest, Pandas?
A spear through a white dude.
I thought it was going to be horse ivermectin. Ladies and gentlemen, both and nine, they're starting off over here. Tell them who you are and how they can find you.
Pandas, you can find me at PandasPanda on Twitter, or come to most Midwest conventions. I'm usually there.
My name is Pepper Coyote. Find me on Twitter at Pepper Coyote if you want to hear about Marks.
I'm Zanny the Blue. We do streams on Alkali and Zanny, all one word, and I'm Zanny the Blue, all one word, all the place ever. Yes.
Sigma, jump up here and tell them how they can find you. Thank you for the drinks.
I'm dead inside.
We know.
I'm Sigma the Wolf. I am on YouTube, primarily on Twitter for communications. I do have a panel coming up tomorrow that I'm absolutely terrified because you get to have revenge, and so do you. Fuck you both. Fuck!
Status, come on up. Give it to Status.
Oh, Status!
Yeah. You can find me on literally everything at Status Ferret. And I also have a panel tonight at 11 p.m. in secondary events called Midnight at MCFC, which I'm terrified because I don't know what's going to happen on that panel. And it's going to be great.
Chaos, that's remedy.
Exactly.
I had no intention of saying anything, but now I finally figured out how to say it. So, Sigma,
Okay.
I have some very bad news for you.
Uh-oh.
God damn it.
So, as of 4 hours ago, I was leaving.
So, 420, nice.
Nice. I was going to be leaving pretty quickly after Sigma's panel, so
That
I
is
wasn't going
right.
to be able to drink.
Yep.
Something has changed.
There, you can see my face better.
Between my last two panels, I got a phone call, and I have been fired.
That is not the reaction that everyone else had.
No, and you know what? That is the reaction.
Yeah.
That was a toxic job. So, my
I feel
name is
that.
Alkali. You can find me on Twitch under the Dragon Show, and we're going to be...
Alkali and Zanny on
Thank
Twitch,
you.
yes.
Thank you. We're going to be streaming a lot more, so if you have a moment, and if you have the time, follow us for more like this.
So
and
call
know
me
that
up.
tomorrow, during your panel, I want to forget everything.
Oh.
Let's see how close we can get to getting blackout again without actually blacking out.
Okay, hold on. So for anyone else, who was at my panel last year sloshing for answers? I see you went fucked up. Okay, so last year, which I fucking warned you about, this is on your ass.
I was 100% ready for it. I just accepted the fact that I might die.
You just didn't have
Not
booze to
ready
say
for
it.
it because I told you and I communicated with you, hey, you're going to do a shot before each question. Essentially, it's an interview panel. They take a shot. I ask them a question. If they answer the question, they're set. If they don't like it, they have to take an additional shot of an alcohol that they do not like. Now, I didn't find out until you were like 2 questions in. You're like, by the way, I already had my whole flask of tequila before coming up here.
I was nervous.
I told you not to.
You looked into my past and said, I'm going to ask you questions from that. How the fuck am I supposed to take that, asshole?
Which, any of you who've never seen it before, it is on my YouTube, by the way, parts 1 and 2.
Yeah, not for long. I'm going to put so many copyright strikes on you that I'm going to copyright this voice and fuck you.
There's nothing to copyright.
I am the DMC. Thank you, Pepper.
I ended up asking you, question 5 was fuck, marry, kill between Boozy, Pandas, and Kage.
I answered that?
Yes,
No
you-
way.
Yes, you did.
I always find ways to not answer shit like that.
No, you
What?
answered it. You said to kill Kage because he's the embodiment of chaos, and he will come back and come back stronger.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not
I think you said to fuck pandas, if I remember correctly. And
Because it has to happen at some point.
because you were the funniest motherfucker, and you would make sex a riot every time.
You would make sex a riot, okay.
See, motherfucker!
What?
And then-
Was that cognizant while blackout drunk? I'm proud of me.
You also answered the question of what happened with 2 weeks worth of pay at a roulette spin.
Oh,
Yes, you did.
I'm never watching this. Go away.
Oh, there is so many. I listened to that.
You
on
also
my trip
answered
to
the question
Canada.
of having sex in a church.
Yup.
Oh, yeah.
You did. You did.
You can
Yeah,
attest
you
to that.
did.
You also answered the question of you hitting on a relative.
Go!
No,
That's it. That's it.
I didn't know! Go!
You did.
I will hit on you, motherfucker! Go!
tomorrow night, hear this panel.
You don't want this.
I don't know, it'll fit. You're small enough.
That is not true.
My friend, I am proportional. Take that how you want.
We did negotiate that if we can schedule a weekend to do this for charity, you would see it and you'd have to be high.
If we do it for charity, I will watch myself. I can't stand watching
He
myself.
just said he got fired. We gotta do it for the charity known as Alkali's fucking rent.
Alkali will never promote himself because he's too self-conscious. He's Alkali underscore Bismuth on Twitter, and we are on Twitter, Dragon Show.
Crowdfunding
as well.
for his new dungeon.
If you have ever wanted to give somebody a Kofi,
Give this fucker a Kofi. You don't even have a Kofi. He doesn't have a Kofi.
what the fuck?
What are you looking for, hon?
Gotta be sad, hang on.
You got fired at the worst
Sigma,
time.
Sigma, when is
Sigma,
Logic
let's
for
launch for
answers?
answers. Sigma!
Sigma is taking a call right now.
Oh.
I got a phone call, motherfucker. Sorry. Who knows what
I will find out very quickly.
I think it's 9 o'clock.
No, 9 is like convention war story.
It's it.
It's gotta be tomorrow.
It is at 6 p.m.
6.
Watching for answers is at 6 p.m. in secondary events.
We're getting
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And in primary events at 6 tomorrow at primary events right here is my concert, Pepper Coyote. So, who do you love, me or him? We will know, and we will never talk to you again if you don't go to our show. So choose wisely, fuckers.
Capitalism will choose the winner.
1 o'clock tomorrow, Super Password Plus. 2 o'clock, Three-Headed Monster. 3 o'clock, Charity, whose line is it anyway? Yeah.
Fuck you!
We got a set afternoon tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, we are just a crazy crew up here helping our friends. So before we go, I want to thank the person who made this possible, who asked us all to make this possible, and who couldn't be here, and who really wanted to. My good friend, one of the people who has made the fandom what it is today. This man has never stopped just being the support that the fandom needs. Guys, when you talk to him, tell them, just say hi to one of my very good friends. Guys, give it up for Uncle Kage.
Hey, here's a good end on this thing.
COVID.
No!
What's your favorite thing about Kage?
His dick!
My favorite thing about Kage is that he can play a video game, Sayonara Wild Hearts, which is a game that made me cry multiple times, in like a heartfelt level, and like we made him play this in our garage. Finishes the level, and it's like all emotional stuff. He finishes the level and goes, "Fuck you!" And he finishes the level, and like that is so Kage. That is so Kage.
I love that the gentleman always has something kind and fun to say. He is one of the most entertaining people I have ever had the pleasure of hanging out with, and it's always a good time to hang out with that gentleman.
If you consider the relative level of respect that furries receive today, and I'm not saying that's anything astronomical, but the gains that have been made, the media, the propaganda that Unkel Kage has put out over the last, like, his entire career, it is difficult to find another human being who has done more for the general, just like, chill the fuck out about the furry fandom than Kage has done. Not every single move he has made in his entire life can be, like, considered justifiable under today's criteria, but if you look at today's criteria. It has been created by a guy known as Uncle Kage, and his giving so many shits about our little fandom that he cannot be anything but appreciated.
That's very
Snaps are appropriate.
Woo! Snaps!
Thank you, Comrade Kage.
All right. Sylvia, we calling it?
I believe that will call it for the evening. Thank you so much for coming out. My good man, take us out.
Thank you very much for being here. We hope you enjoyed the panel. Don't forget to enjoy the con. Don't forget you get out of a convention what you put into it. And don't forget our wonderful charity. Guys, protect the bunnies, save the bunnies, give to the charity. Thank you so much for being here, and good night!
I got a lot of it.
That's all right, clean up that mess and use your mouth.
No.
Silver Gattoman, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gattoman, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gattoman, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.